So how do you stay focused on keto and reach your goals? What foods do you have readily available that are low calorie that can help you focus on your goals and stay on point? I want to talk about some of the foods that I ate and that I still do eat that keep me on point as far as being low calorie. And it's best to have these foods on hand at a moment's notice so that they can help you stay goal oriented while you're doing keto. Let's find out what some of them are. So I'm making this video in my car because I'm out still running an errand and I'm sitting here, so I figured, okay, I might as well get started on this. Now, one of the foods that I have plenty of in my refrigerator is eggs. Yes, eggs. Eggs are an easy protein meal to have readily available in your refrigerator. And what I do is usually boil at least a dozen eggs. And I just usually boil mine the old-fashioned way, eggs in a saucepan, and then just cover the eggs with water and boil them for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. And those are my boiled eggs for the week. Now, you can get lots of vitamins and minerals from eggs, and eggs is mostly protein. It does have some fat, but eggs are mostly protein. And I use my eggs for a lot of dishes, You can use your yolks for sauces and put in some gravies and curd and many different things. Eggs can be used to make some really good dishes. You can make egg salad. You can even make a protein bread, which you can have that is less than a half of calorie per slice. You can also make desserts and different things from the egg whites, but that's a different story that we'll talk about later. Eggs should be part of your daily eating routine. Like I said, you get plenty of protein for that, and they're really good for you to eat. Now, for me, I put them, I take them as snacks with me when I leave. When I want to have a quick snack, I'll just have a boiled egg with some salt and some pepper. In the mornings, if I want to have a different type of egg, I'll have a boiled egg with my bacon or something to that nature, a boiled egg with my sausage or anything. But the boiled eggs come in handy because they're ready and available to chop up and use in salads or just whatever you want to use your eggs for. Eggs are a very good staple to keep in the refrigerator and to have available because you can make many, many dishes from your eggs. Another thing that you will find in my refrigerator that I like to keep is bacon. I love my bacon. I use bacon to cook with, and then I keep my grease because it seasons the foods really, really good. And bacon is just really good as a snack. I can cook it in the oven, and then I just eat it like a regular snack. Put it in the refrigerator, and occasionally if I want something, like I said, I can snack on a piece of bacon, or if I'm making a chicken dish, I can use bacon to wrap my meat with it and to, put different cheeses inside of my meats and different things. But bacon is so good, and it gives your food really, really good flavor. And you can come up with a lot of different ways that you can use your bacon. Another thing that I like to have in my refrigerator is berries. Yes, I did say berries. I love to have strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries on hand in my refrigerator. They are low in calories, and it's really one of the most keto-friendly fruits that you can eat. Now, on keto, you're not allowed to eat a lot of fruits because fruits are natural sweeteners, and they produce natural sugars. So you have to remember that fruits will produce natural sugars, and sugar is what you want to stay away from when you are doing the ketogenic diet. You want to have your body use ketones, so you want to obviously stay away from fruits. Now, when you're first starting off on the ketogenic diet, it's best that you try to avoid eating fruits and berries and different things like that until you make sure that you have your cravings under control, because you don't want to start on the diet and you're starting off doing really good and you still have these sweet treats, I'll call them, or the berries in your diet, and you go overboard, because it is possible to go overboard with eating too many berries while you're doing keto. So berries can be eaten in moderation. Remember that, in moderation. You don't want to eat a lot of berries, but they are there for your convenience and for your enjoyment. I did want to mention that, because if I do have a sweet tooth, that is what I love strawberries, and I will put a little bit of monk fruit sweetener on them, mix them up in the morning sometime, and I would use them as a type of sorbet or a type of fruit spread for my bread and different things like that. When I say bread, I mean keto bread, or mostly what I use is the protein sparing modified fast bread. And you can add this to that, and it is so delicious and so good. Another food item that is good to have is, if you want to have bread, make you up some of the protein sparing modified fast bread. This recipe was first made by Maria Emmerich, um, and she called it protein sparing modified fast bread, and it's made from egg whites and egg protein. This bread is something good if you're wanting to replace your bread, but you have to remember, you can't expect for it to just taste like bread. You're going to have to add in different ingredients, to give this bread some flavoring and to make it taste good to you and for you. But this is something good that you can also have in your refrigerator also, and have that handily available for you. Um, Another thing that I like to have in my refrigerator and handily available is, I like to have some type of meat already cooked up in my refrigerator, whether it be keto fried chicken, whether it be the chicken tenders, some chicken thighs, or it could be some keto meatballs. It could be just some fish. But I like to have something that is already prepared and made in the refrigerator, so that if I come in and I'm hungry, I'll have something readily available to grab and to eat. This really makes a difference when you are hungry. So tonight I am making myself some of the orange mango keto chow ice cream. And this is it. I've already got it going. Okay, so this is my orange mango keto chow ice cream. And all you do actually is you make up your keto chow in your container, and I let it sit 24 hours in the refrigerator. So I made this yesterday evening, and then you just pour your chow into your ice cream maker, and then let it make ice cream. And you can eat this whole thing of keto chow, depending on how you make it, with how much fat. And it's not a lot of calories, or most certainly not a lot of carbs. But I will be back just as soon as it's ice cream.
My grandmother enjoyed Survivor a lot. We would watch it together.
Now I have to rededicate myself to this, to getting up and at least coming to work out 3 to 4 times a week over at Planet Fitness. What are you going to commit to as far as exercise? Listed below. So I don't know if you can see me or not, but I'm having a massage now. Let's talk about, how do you start the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is very easy to start. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of different groceries or anything like that. Look and see what you have in your kitchen. And then look at the keto list. Circle the items that you already have, and then decide if the keto diet is what you want to try right now. Now,
It's going to be expensive if you run out and you buy a whole different set of groceries and you start buying the almond flour and the coconut oil and the avocado oil and all these things. That's not what I expect you to do, and I don't think that that's budget friendly or anything like that. So starting on the ketogenic diet, the first thing that you should do is get yourself a keto food list. I have some listed in my Facebook group, and I'll also try to see if I can list a link to one here on my YouTube channel. But circle the foods that you already have and circle the foods that you eat on a regular basis. And from that, you can build your meal plan for your keto diet. A keto diet is very, very easy to follow. When you first start off, you really do want to eat more fat in your diet, and you want to eat good, healthy fats. When I say fats, it's not like you're just sitting down and just eating a whole bunch of stuff with gobs of fat on it, anything like that. It's nothing like that. You're going to eat healthy fats like salmon, things that are healthy meats. Meats have fat. It's fat and protein together. They just kind of normally come together. Some is more leaner than others. Some is fattier than others. What you're going to lean toward are the fattier meats when you're first starting off with the ketogenic diet. Now, depending on where you're at, that's going to determine how you're eating. Me, I have high protein on some days. So on the days that I'm doing high protein, I will be eating more protein on those days than I will be eating fat per se, or just about the same amount. My fats, I want to keep to around 50-55%. And then when you're first starting off on the ketogenic diet, you want to keep your fats actually around 70-75%. And that's because you want your body to get used to using fat as its fuel. Right now, more than likely, you're a sugar burner. You're using glucose as your main source of fuel. Also, another thing or another area that you should concentrate on when you're first starting out on keto is making sure that you're cooking your foods in the right type of oils or in the right type of flours. Now, if you are one who do a lot of baking or coating your meats or anything like that, make sure that you get yourself some almond flour and some coconut flour. These are good investments to have if you do, like I said, a lot of baking or you like to coat your meats or that type of thing when you're cooking. Also, you want to watch the type of oils that you're cooking in now. I'll just give you a couple which are really would be easy. Lard, taro, I believe they call it. I've never used that. But lard, taro, um, ghee, butter, avocado oil, coconut oil, and a little bit of olive oil. But avocado oil has a higher flammable ratio to it than the olive oil. Olive oil doesn't hold heat as good as the avocado oil. So concentrate on how you're cooking your foods. You don't have to fry your foods. That's one thing that you really probably want to get away from, because if you are frying your food, you're still going to be getting a lot of oil and a lot of fats when you are cooking your meats. But you can cook your meats many different ways. You can use air fryers. You can cook it in the oven, and there are ways to cook it where it still tastes just like it's been fried. Oven fried, crispy, the air fryer. I have learned how to use all of these items, and I tell you, your meats really come out really good. If you want to tenderize your meats, they come out tender and juicy. So there are many ways that you can cook your meats, and they're delicious and succulent on the ketogenic diet. Now, I believe those are the things that you should concentrate on when you first start the keto diet. Now, you are going to have to add in some items, I'm sure, to your meal plan, some items to your diet. Um, you're going to have to start eating more vegetables. You want to eat anywhere from at least, I'd say at least 3 to 5 cups of vegetables a day. And it's really easy to actually eat that many vegetables a day. When I first started, I didn't like vegetables too much. But I quickly learned to like vegetables. And what I did was just pick out vegetables that I thought I would like or vegetables that I did like, and I ate those. And then I just started adding more and more vegetables to my diet and to my meal plan until eventually, hey, I love vegetables. I love vegetables now. So I think that if you concentrate on those things, starting, getting your keto food list, picking out the foods that you already have in your kitchen, and then you should know from that list, if you can have certain foods and foods that you can't have. If there are foods in there that you can't have, separate those foods from the foods that you can have and leave the others foods for your family. If you have to separate them, however, if you have to give them away, put them away, whatever you need to do. But don't tempt yourself or set yourself up for failure. You want to set yourself up for success when you're first starting out doing the ketogenic diet. And you want to take some pictures of yourself. Take some before pictures of yourself. You're going to want to go back and look at these pictures. Take your measurements. I have my measurements here, and I update these every so often, so I'll know how I am progressing. The last time I took my measurements was September the 2nd. And then I've been tracking my weight all the way from August the 30th up through, Thursday. So all of this, I keep track of my weight, how it's doing, how it goes up, how it goes down. I had to take another dose of steroids this month. So I do my normal weight gain, I do when that happens, but I've got it going back down again, where it's like just a yo-yo. So I'm hoping that nothing happens where I have to take, another dose of the steroids. So this is something that I'm battling. As you're doing, your keto diet, you're going to have to take into consideration your medical problems that you have going on. And one thing that you want to do before you start this diet or any diet, make sure that you check with your doctor to make sure that you're in good enough health to do the keto diet or whichever diet that you choose to do. Check with your doctor first. I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner in any way. I am simply someone who has tried the ketogenic diet, lived that lifestyle, and I lost 130 pounds, and it has changed my life. I was able to get off a lot of my blood pressure medications. However, during the quarantine, I gained like 25, almost 30 pounds back. So I've been working on getting that off to get back down to where I was, which was down to 211, 215. So that's why I'm working to get back down with my weight loss. And I've got a little over 15, 16, about 17 pounds to lose. So that's why I'm at on my journey, still working to get there. But that's one thing, don't give up. No matter how long, you may lose a pound and gain 2, or lose 5 pounds, gain 2 pounds back, but you still got that 3-pound weight loss. And if you just keep on working and going, then you're going to see a little bit more progress. Now, when you're really, really heavy and obese starting off, you're going to see your scale fluctuate a lot if you get on there every day, because being heavier, a lot of times you're going to bloat, because there were times that I bloated, but you're going to bloat. So you're going to have a lot more water retention and different things like that. So you have to take all of these things into consideration. Certain medications cause you to hold water weight, have water retention. So take all of this into consideration, as you go on your weight loss journey. Every day that you get up, Try to find some type of exercise to do. And if you haven't exercised in a long time, you can start off with just a small walk around your house or your apartment or wherever you live. Just get up and start walking around more. Um, Add exercise in as you can and at your pace. I hope that I have given you some information that you can use as far as starting the ketogenic diet. When you first start, don't worry about how many calories that you are eating. What you want to worry about is getting your body to go into a state known as ketosis. And that's where your body is going to be switching from using glucose as its main source of energy to using fat or ketones as its main source of energy. In order to do this, you have to lower your carbohydrate intake. Try saying that fast a couple of times. You have to lower your carbohydrate intake. And once you get your carbohydrate intake low enough and you use up your supply of carbohydrates that's stored in your liver, then your body will switch over to burning fat. It will switch over to burning ketones as its main source of energy, and that's what you want to happen. You want your body to switch from burning sugar to burning fat. Simple as that. So, any questions that you have, please post them below. And this video is kind of like all over the place, but I wanted to go ahead and give some information as to for some who may not know how to start keto. But if you would just do those few steps, and then I'm going to put together some more information for you. But if you go over to the Facebook group, in there are keto food lists. There is so much information inside the Facebook group as far as starting keto, what to expect after starting keto, replenishing your electrolytes. All that's there in the group. But any questions that you have, make sure that you ask. And I am so glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're going to be getting healthy and eating good healthy foods together and learning to live our best life. Again, this is Keto Granny saying, have a good evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.